Are you? Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know them
Yeah, yeah, you're
update
good, you're good.
them
Uh,
update the Zoom and
yeah, you're good.
Simpson. And Japan have gone absolutely without lead. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
ball chat.
Officially, it's show start. Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to BCN Sports halftime show. Many of you saw a little bit behind the scenes, or those of you who are on the live saw us talking behind the scene. Good thing we're not cussing no bad one. Not any expletives. My name is Benton, along with George. Wagwan family, how you stay?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I try to fix my camera. One sec.
Yes, yes.
Zoom set up themselves and have set me up, but I'm good.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, halftime show. Hopefully you're having a wonderful week, family. We have a lot to discuss, a lot to get our thoughts on. Family. Anyone have a comment or questions they want to join in, just drop it in the chat. No calling today, no calling, because we're keeping it moving this week. Keeping it moving. All right, let's get to it. Lovely cricket is going on currently, Junior. West Indies playing New Zealand in that second test match before we get to Champions League. I know Champions League score is up, but your thoughts on this game? It's what, 100? Let me see the score. New Zealand's 156. West Indies bowled out for what, 205. New Zealand is 156 for 5. For 4. Daryl Mitchell on 14 and Hay on 22. And I should be able to pull that up.
Yeah, New Zealand was in the ascendancy. Of course, because with only 205 runs, that's nothing in a test match, especially bundled out within the first day. But West Indies have battled back after lunch. I know they only got what, 1 wicket before lunch. So this has been a 3 wicket session for them, which they're still in. New Zealand is still ahead in this test match, but they are pending a collapse. What I mean by that is they are ahead, barring a collapse. And the way the wicket has been playing, because there were some drop catches in the first session when I was watching it. Tough catches, nothing easy, but somebody had fine, what do you call it? Silly, not silly fine leg or whatever, right in the slip card and on the leg side. I
Fine
think
leg.
got two. I think it's that fine leg. I think fine leg the weight on a boundary. But wherever, it was right there. The tough catch, two hands on it,
What, beside the
couldn't.
slip card and gully?
Yeah, no, not gully. Gully is on the offside.
Gully is usually beside the slip, look a bit further,
Yeah,
right?
but on the offside. This is on the leg side, so it's like a leg slip, but is
Leg slip, okay.
but is more and is of a pace bowling. But it was about a tough catch. There was another cotton ball opportunity, which also would have been a tough catch because I think Seals is name. I think Seals was the bowler, got his hand on it, and the ball was hit so hard that he still made it to the boundary. So, with all that being said, West Indies are fighting, and as a West Indian fan, with what I've seen recently from them, this is a plus. Um, Shea Hope had a good innings yesterday. Well, compared to everybody else, he made 48. Um, and he's been having a great series. We just need more batsmen to step up to the plate.
Yeah, all right. Listen. It's been a breath of fresh air to see something competitive in the test match space under coach Darren Sammy. And I want to emphasize this under coach Darren Sammy because since Darren Sammy became the all format coach, i.e., the coach of the ODI, the T20, and the test has been piss poor. I mean, it's been piss poor. You know, we've lost all test matches since he became the all format coach.
All test series.
Yeah, yes, all series too. So
Yeah, but
well,
not all
did they
matches.
lose the all test matches? No, they drew one the other night. They drew the last one. The other night. The first test of this, so not all test matches. Thank you.
Right.
So pending coming up to this New Zealand series. Because they were 2-0, they were defeated 2-0 in England, in India, and I think 3-0 Australia in the Caribbean, and here we are in New Zealand. All right, so that aside, some of the things that have occurred on the Darren Sammy's watch regarding this test team has been self-inflicted, and most notably, Darren Sammy has started this test tenure with Shea Hope wicket-keeping. I don't think Shea Hope is a good wicket-keeper. I think he's not good enough to be a test keeper. He can keep in T20 or whatever local idiot curry goat cricket, but not test cricket. And so he's made the necessary changes and brought in unnecessary change and brought in Tevin Imlach, who I think is the best wicketkeeper in the Caribbean. Now, granted, Tevin Imlach hasn't done anything with the bat since he has joined the team. I think he's made double figures in both in the last test and his what he made like 50 in the other last night. So those you have to kind of basically select the best people to do the job. The people who is most effective and efficient at that role do the job. And I think Tevin Imlach is one thing. Another decision that he made in this test match, which I don't agree with, Tej Narayan Chandapal is out injured. So he returned with Brandon King. Yo, catch a ball! No, between the third slip and gully. 4 runs. So he returned with Brandon King and in the opening batsman drop Alec Atanaze and brought in Kevin Hodge, who haven't been playing much cricket. The same Kevin Hodge, who Sammy said, when he took control, said, his average of 25 cannot be celebrated. But the players that he brought in are not averaging more than 25. So now he brought back Kevin Hodge, and Kevin Hodge have not played any cricket in any sort of long format cricket recently. So that don't make no sense to me. Like, you drop him, he hasn't been playing in any sort of regional 4-day tournament recently. That the tournament done. And now you say, all right, I can bring him back. No, it's like he's fixing some of the errors that he made. So I'll give him credit for that, as in the quote Darren Sammy. But he continues to make mistakes, because I wouldn't bring in Kevin Hodge for Alec Atanaze. I think he's on the cusp. He has gotten start. I would continue with Alec, especially with Tej Narayan being injured, Chandapal being injured. But that's basically it for the 166 for 4 currently. The New Zealand replying to the West Indies 205. West Indies 205. Our Shea Hope top scored with 48. And speaking of West Indies cricket, before we leave the cricket reasoning, the president of the Cricket West Indies board, I want to get your thoughts on that, on this. he was elected to political office in St. Vincent, and he's now are nominated to become a minister a minister of tourism. Junior, there's been a lot of talk in the region about whether should he hold these two posts. He's, first he said he was going to think about it, then he talked to the stakeholders or whoever I want to talk with. He released a statement on Sunday saying that he's going to see out his tenure, which is have another 2.5 years thereabouts. Is a 3 years tenure. And he's going to, of course, take up his role as Minister of Tourism down in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Any thoughts on that? I mean, at the end of the day, he said that his role as a president is more kind of a facilitator. He doesn't run the day-to-day operation of the organization. That is done by Jamaican Chris Deering, and who is the CEO of the organization. So his role is day-to-day. He's not involved in the day-to-day business. And so subsequently, he won't be juggling difficult tasks by taking on this Minister of Tourism job.
So why does he need to be president?
Kishore Shallow is his name.
So why does he need to be the president of the West Indies Cricket Board? What's his purpose? That's
the next question.
That's the obvious next question. What is your purpose then? If you won't be responsible for the day-to-day activity, why Chris Deering can't do it? So it has nothing to do with the results on the field. Let me start by saying that before we enter that road. I don't think it has anything to do with the results on the field. However, it's not a good look. And this is something that will continue to plague West Indies as we continue to try to progress further out of the doldrum and try to get back to some sanity of cricket, right? You can't. Why do we expect normalcy? Why do we expect consistency? Like how you chronicled about Sammy and his picking on the team, right? Why do we expect cohesion at the team level when at the head of the organization there is no cohesion? Now, some people might say, no, it's very cohesive. The West, they have clear rules, and the president is willing to give up the certain responsibilities to Chris Deering. So why don't just give him the presidency?
Yeah, and I agree with that question. And again, it's if the Chris Deering, the CEO, has repeatedly discussed or talked about how financially strapped the West Indies is, right? I mean, on numerous occasions, different platforms. And if you have a man who job not really that important as in the president of the, because he clearly can do two jobs at the same time, then why do we need to waste money in that role there? Yep. That is my thing. I mean, his Dr. Shallow position was that, there are many other leaders who have done it, and it has not been a problem, i.e. take on or assume political office and maintain the role as president of a similar sort of organization like the West Indies Cricket Board. In fact, he highlighted that he was at some ICC meeting recently, and a fellow member of the ICC, the International Cricket Council, said, yeah, me a politician at my place. So you don't have to worry about leaving. You don't have to leave. So he says, this highlights that it's not a problem. It won't be an issue for them.
No, what highlights it? Okay, fine, right? There's no conflict of interest. I guess he's saying there's no conflict of interest. I guess he's saying it won't inhibit. He has the capacity and the common sense to be to split himself amongst multiple jobs and still provide adequate resources and services, right? Cool. So what is the criteria for the president of the West Indies Cricket Board to maintain? What are the criteria to withhold confidence, or not withhold, but to maintain confidence of the people that you lead if you are the president of the West Indies Cricket Board? And is he doing that? And maybe when this is out of all of this, and it's something that goes for GFF, goes for all governing bodies. We need to, cause we see FIFA, which I forget to put it in the damn headlines. FIFA president, the GFF, the FIFA ethics group is now calling for investigation in Infantino with his relationship with the president of the United States. That's checks and balances, right? Why can't we have this for the West Indies Cricket Board? Why can't we have this for the GFF? Why can't we have this for these governing bodies? You get voted in as president. Not because you get voted as president, no, you're immune to all kind of asking questions. Are you performing your job well? If you are performing your job well enough, yeah, go ahead and can do multiple jobs. Are you performing your job well enough? No. All right, brother, you have to pick one. Okay, that you based on the metrics or the rubric that we are grading you off, you are not doing well. Well, why do you think I'm not doing well? Chris Daring just tells us West Indies cricket is strapped for cash, and you have a team that Benton said haven't won a test match, not series, a test match,
Not serious. A test match since Darren Sam
under
take
their
over
captain.
in May or June.
And under their new coach. So
Yeah.
no, you're not doing well as a West Indies Cricket Board president. So we don't know how you going to find time for go do extra work when you can't do your current work well. No, it's stupidness.
Yeah, but again, it's hard if you give up power. He thinks that he can, juggle the two. And so this part of it is this experiment, right? We'll see. Because a man basically never in both capacities. He has never filled both roles simultaneously. So he's pretty much said, well, the way I conclude from this, if I truly love West Indies cricket, I step away and allow somebody who can zero laser focus on West Indies cricket. Now, he's pretty much going in this thing as an experiment because he's taking on this new role in the Minister of Tourism role down in St. Vincent. And here he's also being the president of West Indies cricket simultaneously. So he is pretty much just experimenting, juggling these two positions simultaneously. And it may work out great and it may turn into foolishness. And from him, this brother he said that it's another drop catch. And John Campbell dropped a while ago. John Campbell did about.
I think him dropped the catch in a leg slip too,
Yeah, and he didn't even move. Was that the one he didn't even move? He I guess he picked up the ball early, too late. I know him a dive. But 166 for 4. New Zealand 39 behind the West Indies who made 205. All right, so
and if West Indies can get here, just get here out, Mitchell here, they can make inroads in the tail.
Yeah, and Darren Mitchell is kind of a cornerstone though because he returned to the squad, did make a century, I think in the last ODI. Series. So, but speaking of West Indies, we have things bad with West Indies cricket, especially the Test format, and all formats seems to be in a spot of bother. Under Darren Sammy's leadership, I was happy for the draw the other night when Justin Graves, big up himself, made a double century. Shea Hope made 140. I almost like celebrate the draw like we won the game, and this is how bad things are It's like you're happy for your draw.
It was my first time watching. It was the most I've watched of West Indies Test match since probably 1997. It's
Dang,
the
that
most I've
I would say it's
watched.
been a long time.
That is 28 years. I'm dead serious. It's 28 years, almost 30 years.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the most I've watched of a West Indies Test match since 1997. I've followed him. I've followed them, watch them in parts, but after a while, I just get pissed off and turn it off. But watching that resilience, it reminded me there was a test match. There was one with Lara when Lara, I think Ambrose stood up and bat with him, and there was one with Shanda Paul and Courtney Walsh. I think that was in Kingston, and I think they were playing against, maybe it was New Zealand. And the two of them stand up and bat. So it kind of reminded me of that. And I know there have been similar results since then, but that it just brought me back there. That ending brought me back to that result. And I want to say it was Walsh and Shanda Paul.
Yeah, fight holding on for your draw.
No, they won. They won the match.
Game. Okay.
They won the game, yeah.
Won the game, yeah. For those of us who've been in the doldrums watching this team for since you took a break, 97, we have moments. We have moments of like, well, we saw the Australia victory, right? Last year with that pace bowler Shamar Joseph, and and they drew that series, but that was under Miguel Coley, or Coley, who not Miguel Coley. What do you name? Andre Coley. Miguel Coley is a Jamaican assistant. Andre Coley is under him, and then subsequently he was let go, and Darren Sammy took on the responsibility for all three formats. All right, stepping away from cricket, let's get to football because we have a lot of things to discuss. Both European Champions League and Jamaican football space, because I want to hear your thoughts regarding Roy Simpson's comments in the show later on. All right, Champions League. We started on the Champions League games today. Man City, the pick of the game, Man City defeated Real Madrid 2-1. Junior, is it official? We hear anything regarding Xavi Alonso? Word is that he's on the hot seat and he might get sacked soon.
Yeah, and I think the sack rumors is just Real Madrid headquarters. He will not be sacked. Will not be sacked owing to the club's defeat of the hands of Man City, as much has been confirmed by So
so they've not let him go.
No, so whoever started that rumor, I think it's a disrespectful rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And
of course, multiple outlets were reporting it. So I mean,
hold on.
outlets.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp has reportedly struck an agreement with Red Bull to leave his role as head of global soccer in order to replace Xabi Alonso if he is to be sacked by Real Madrid. That's a reporting by The Sun.
All right, we don't know the party shop media. All right, so Real Madrid has won one.
So he has rubbished it though.
They've won one of their last 5 La Liga games. They've won one of their last 5 La Liga games. They suffered a 2-0 defeat to Celta Vigo on Sunday at home. And today they suffered a 2-1 defeat to Man City at home. I like Xabi, but I mean this is Real Madrid is not a club that allows leadership is not a club that allows things like this to kind of continue.
Right.
Florentino Perez doesn't sit idly by and just say, yeah, make a man go and manage out the season and make we see how the things there. And all right, to Xabi Alonso's defense, maybe I'm gonna try see if I can defend him here. Something needs to be done regarding some of these ballers. Vinicius Jr. comes to mind. They need to either move on from Vinicius Jr. and move on from him now. And I guess you can call me out Jr. because I've been a loyal defender of Vinicius Jr. You have been saying that Vinicius Jr. should get runway from long time.
Thank you.
Vinicius Jr. is a problem, and he's not helping the ball game, not helping the team. The passiveness in which he gives away the ball, the reluctance to help defensively, and he's not surgical down that left wing. And, so, but with that being said, Junior, I mean, his salary is pretty hefty. So,
Okay.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, you just, how much is Vinicius earning now? So what do? You just easy with him and restructure and hope somebody give a big money for him?
But you see, it's a big up BM. BM is literally take what I was going to say. This is exactly what I was going to say verbatim. Real Madrid is an unbalanced team. Here's the evidence, and that's just it. They are just an unbalanced squad. Look, I have been the biggest Carlo. I've been the most boisterous person calling out Vinicius Jr. The year when he had the Ballon d'Or campaign, I've been calling him out since then. So I'm not just making it up, right? Today's game wasn't his fault. Rodrigo had a great game as well. It wasn't Rodrigo's fault. Xabi Alonso is not his fault. I think the problem at Real Madrid, if we really want to call it a problem, I don't think we should classify it as a problem. Speaking as a Manchester United fan, Real Madrid, you have no problems. But I guess Real Madrid fans are stepping on the ledge. This issue that they have had started with Carlo Ancelotti when they signed Chouameni and Camavinga, and not transitioning that midfield. That is where the problem is right now. And it starts and ends there. Now, also, I think, and this is something that I chronicled, I'm pat myself on the back. I've been saying this. The butterfly effect of Lenny Yaro signing for Manchester United and how that has affected both teams and where the trajectory of both teams. Manchester United is a much better team than they could have been because of Lenny Yaro. And Real Madrid is a much worse team now because they lost out at Lenny Yaro. And Florentino Perez brashness has cost them where they are right now. Rudiger should be moved on a long time ago. And they cannot move on from Rudiger because they don't have fit cornerbacks, centre backs. The Alaba signing is still one of the dumbest. It's probably one of the dumbest signings in football history. Really is. Because you cannot, Alaba with his history coming to Real Madrid right now is just stupidity. That's when Real Madrid just felt bossy and braggish. But now it's coming back and hurt them, because if they had signed a younger, cheaper, fitter, I don't care about better because Alaba right now, you're not playing, you're the worst defender in the world. So anybody Real Madrid signed would have been better. They would have been a much more balanced team right now. Jude Bellingham is a shell of his old self. And when I watch Real Madrid today, the thing that blasts out to me like a loudspeaker is they need a number 9. Kylian Mbappe didn't play today. And sure, people will say, well, Kylian Mbappe is their main striker. He's not comfortable. And this is how great he is. He's having a great season, not playing at his best position. But Kylian Mbappe should be coming off the wing, doing what Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. tried to do. They need a target man. And when Mbappe wasn't playing today, they struggled in the final third. They look lost and devoid of any ideas. Manchester City actually look like prime AC Milan today. They have to look and say, wait.
All right,
Is that
Junior,
no.
What prime AC Milan? What are you talking about?
They look like prime AC Milan defensively today.
What?
They were comfortable.
What? Clarence Seedorf, AC Milan, you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about Maldini.
Maldini and Pirlo, AC Milan, you talking about?
That AC, I'm talking about defensive. I'm talking about Maldini and what was the name of him? I'm partner again.
And Inzaghi, AC Milan, you talking about? People Inzaghi.
Yeah. He
Listen,
looked like Maldini. No, I'm telling you.
Step away from the liquor in Wednesday.
And you know what though? You know who looked like a baller today? Why the name just slipped me. The left wing for Man City.
Doku.
Doku will have killed him. Go for kill Real Madrid the ball today.
Yeah, but so that's one of the big things, one of the big problems with Real Madrid. And so they made some investments defensively, right? They signed Hussein from Bournemouth. They have Asensio, who's still out as a centre-back pairing. Of course, they signed Trent in that right-back position, and they have Dani Carvajal, right? But today was Fede Valverde in right-back position. And I think Fede Valverde, of course, Fede Valverde deputizing when there are injuries to Carvajal or Trent. The problem is that I really think that Fede Valverde's best role is in that midfield. It's in that midfield, making tackles, getting the team going upfield. But when you deploy him out on the right back position, Real Madrid is one sensible, creative, organized midfielder away from being next level ball game side. Just one, and those players not just drop off a tree. All right, because when you tell me say you have Dani Ceballos as the man who's supposed to pull the strings, that's like, what kind of foolishness is this? But this is how poor and how bad things are regarding Real Madrid midfield. Yeah. And Jude Bellingham, I don't know, Junior. All right, you see Jude is a baller. But, I think you have said that before, he's a box-to-box player. I think Jude have some abilities where he can, move, pull passes and pull them well. The thing with Jude is that, for me, is that Jude Bellingham does not carry the kind of mentality of like a Modric, for lack of a better person to equate him to. Because a Modric and those type players' first intentions when they get the ball is where can I create and set my attacking players? Where do they need the pass to facilitate a lethal attack? Whereas Jude Bellingham, at that time first start, his thought is that he's gonna drive at the defense and then maybe dish to a man. No, Bridget, I don't need you to drive at the defense. I need you to find the passes. I help tackle. So,
Which he did, which he did, but that's where the Chouameni and Camavinga argument come in. Because they should be the perfect complement.
yeah, and the Kamavinga ship has sailed for me. I think the player has, he's won a couple Champions League, what, 2, 3 Champions League trophies. Chouameni, a big man time. There's something there with Chouameni. I think Chouameni can be a really good 6. I just think for him in that position is that I get this vibe sometimes like he's very nonchalant in the ball game. He's still evolving in terms of reading the ball game. And he's not very authoritative in position. Like, real ball 6, when you see them on the field, the outstanding 6, you see them on the park, they stand out, they separate from the park. And I think with Chouameni, when you're playing against other high-level opponents like a Man City of the world, it's a struggle for him to kind of really stamp his class on the ball game. Is this all Xabi Alonso's fault? I mean, no, he took the job.
He took the job, but I think he's in a slot position, and he attempting to do what Slot did, but trying to accelerate the player movement a little faster, and then coming back and hurt him. I think look, they have an embarrassment of riches, and if it was a video game, you would sit down and reformat them and play it, and it'll be easier, right? But right now, with all of these personalities that are out there playing on the field, it's hard. And it's hard for Xabi Alonso. And he needs to figure out who is his best 11. And he needs to freeze some players out. Because you talk about Bellingham. I will see what's happening with Bellingham and England right now. Which is, in essence, the same thing going on at Real Madrid. It's just that Xabi is not doing what Tuchel does. Tuchel is pretty much saying, brother, you're not going to play how you want to play. You'll play for fit my system. So we're not going to get out of whack, which is what's happening at Real Madrid. You see, there's some synergy issues, and Xabi's, I don't know, but the impression I'm getting, he's trying to give them room to figure it out, instead of him putting his hand down and pressing certain things. We saw Muscle Man get game today in Hendrick, come on and try a thing out of the blue. We see Rodrigo start today after Rodrigo was sent out to Son. So there's so much going on around Xabi Alonso where he probably just wish he could have just said, like, he wish half of these players were just high value items that were easy to move on, and his job would be a lot easier. I think he's one of those coaches that would benefit from subtractions.
Yeah. Is it fair? All right, not fair. Is it too much of an expectation? Carlo Carlo Ancelotti, legendary manager, couldn't figure out the issues with Real Madrid last year. Is it too much to ask a Xabi Alonso nowhere near Carlo in this coaching space to rectify these problems?
Yes.
6 months? How many months in his tenure? 6 months in his tenure?
Actually, no, it's not too much. No. It's not too much. And I'm going to tell you why. You knew coming in. You knew the problems coming in. It's not like you're coming into a dumpster fire and everybody tell you it's rosy. You knew coming in what the problems were. Right? I don't know if there's a tug of war. I don't know if there's a power struggle. And what I mean by power struggle is you might have a board where half of the board side with the players while half of the board side with the coaches. We don't know. That's a possibility. But if Xabi came in with full autonomy, you knew coming in where the problems were with this team. It's not rocket science. You don't have to watch Real Madrid you just have to watch 3 or 4 games of Real Madrid and say, Okay. That. Need to fix that. Right? And he had that opportunity and didn't take it. Why? What? You come in with a clean slate. You are the golden boy. You are the big hype coach right now. Why not come in and stamp your foot and set your foot down? Maybe because you think that you could have done more with what Carlo. Maybe you think you could have done better with Carlo. I don't know. I don't know what the coach thinking. Maybe he's look. If you were to take over Real Madrid last year, or if I was to take over Real Madrid last year, the very first signing I would make is a centre back. Because
you signed centre backs. You have two. You signed the former starting centre back from Bournemouth. You signed him. He just injured.
But that's the problem. There's an injury crisis. But I would focus more on that defense. You have to replace Alaba, Rudiger, and what name? Kimpembe, and what the Brazilian one name?
Militao.
You have to replace those three. You cannot depend on those three centre backs. If I am Xabi Alonso, I need three centre backs. I need to replace three centre backs. That's number one. Chouameni playing centre back probably 30% of his games last time, minutes played last year, was played at centre back. That's your holding midfielder had to play at centre back. I would have to sign three centre backs. So to answer your question, yes, he had the opportunity. Vinicius Jr. do road. Rodrigo, he already told Rodrigo do road, but it never worked out. Hendrick do road. Ceballos. The one who are captain, right back, do road.
Danny
Cabral,
yeah,
do road. But tell the world do road. You guys are not in my plans. I am the big coach that toppled great Bayern Munich in Germany.
You know what?
I have.
Keep it
No.
This is the Royal Whites.
No, I know, but this is the vibe because this is the Royal Whites. You can't come in and go and say, well, it's a great opportunity. No, brother. I have kahunas because this is a big kahuna side.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it was last episode, I asked you, we're going over to the other team now in crisis in a second. Well, maybe it's not a crisis. I asked you, should Liverpool decide to get rid of Slot? Should Xabi Alonso? And should someone in Liverpool's admin go to the same pub in Spain, or what them call it, order a cerveza, while Xabi Alonso agent at the bar and just hold a reason? In the event, I think can go on. And you tell me, said, cut the foolishness. Cut the foolishness. It's not happening. I don't know if it will happen, but there are these things that are happening regarding these two teams. And remember, Xabi was a part of the Liverpool fan base desired. So we'll get to slap
because he's a former Liverpool player.
Yeah. But he's also been successful as a coach in his brief tenure at Leverkusen.
However, they will go for a Xavi. Yes, but you're not calling the right Xavi.
Oh, Xavi, not Xavi Hernandez.
Yes, Xavi Hernandez. He's out there.
Xavi. Is Xavi Hernandez still a coach?
No, he's not coaching. He hasn't coached since he left Barcelona. So he's still out there. So, all right, look. Let's before we get so far off the rails, Xavi Alonso is not leaving Real Madrid anytime soon. I mean, the reports about, I think that was sensational reporting. I don't think there was any truth behind it. No, he has to turn it around. No question he has to turn it around. And if he doesn't turn it around quickly, they will move on at the end of the season. But will they move on mid-season? No. For the coach's first season? No. But they might move on at the end of the season if Real Madrid finish third.
Well, Junior, let's look at Real Madrid's schedule here for a minute. And again, they have won one of their last 5 La Liga games.
Right?
They travel to Alaves on Saturday in La
Who
Liga.
cares? Who cares?
What you say? Who cares?
Yeah.
So what if they lose again on Saturday?
If they lose on Saturday, all right, Javi, you might not be the coach that we thought.
Then they host Sevilla, and again they
Easily.
have won a single game from the last 5 La Liga games.
All right, but before you do that, because while you are right, while you are correct, do you expect Real Madrid traveling to Alaves to lose? I know it's possible, and I know based on the current run of form, but do you expect them to lose?
I don't expect them to lose, Junior.
All right, so they're not going to lose.
But
They
my
won't lose.
expectation is not I didn't expect them to lose to Celta Vigo last Sunday either.
Yeah, but they got 2 red cards. Even the
And
second one was at stoppage time.
look at the game. We sat here and watched the game against Girona. And Madrid hung on for dear life against Girona.
Yes, they did. And like BM
And
says,
the offense was simply send the ball to Vinicius Jr. Him going to one corner and him can't go no further.
and like BM says, and after all that, they're still only trailing by 4 points.
Yeah, but when you're trailed by 4 points in La Liga, it's a big deal.
I get that, but will it cost the coach's job? Nah, not right now.
Yeah, listen, Florentino Perez no pet our powder, people. Other Champions League games from today. Arsenal maintain a perfect record, 3-0 over Club Bruges. Leverkusen 2-2 with Newcastle. Atleti 0-0 with PSG. What are going with PSG?
They still haven't recovered from the Chelsea beating.
Okay.
The Club World Cup, yeah. I mean, you call them paper champions? That's what you call them.
Yes, I call them paper champions because they acted like sore losers in that game. They were fighting and the coach, Luis Enrique, they act like so all right. So let's look at the results here. So they defeated Rennes on December 6, 5-0. But this was on the back of the previous game that Monaco clipped their wings 1-0. So I guess it's been kind of up and down with them. They're still doing well in the French league, which, they're second in the French league, but behind Lens by a single point. Who decide? Lens.
Who cares? We know how it's going to end, Benton.
Our Lens.
We know how it's going to end, though, right?
Yeah, we know how we know how it's going to end. So and I think Lucho Enrique said after the Monaco defeat, it's one of the worst games his team played, or something to that effect. So I mean, all of our players with Ipa clicking 990. All right, other results. Dortmund, Bodø/Glimt 2-2, Ajax 4-2, and Villarreal. So Copenhagen 3-2 over Villarreal. Benfica defeated Napoli 2-0, family. And Juventus 2-0.
That is Jose Mourinho showing the guy that came to Chelsea and think he'd take over way after him, but show Conte who is the boss. They can't Napoli napping to them. They definitely catch that Napoli.
I'll give the farmer special one time. Let's see how this latest experiment at Benfica turns out.
He'll be fine. He doesn't have to deal with Ruben Amorim Sporting, and in Portugal, he's a god, and is not a difficult league. He'll be fine, and that's the reason why he can get games like these. He can win games like these. This is the second win for Jose in the Champions League. You're not playing in a difficult league week in, week out, where it is balls to the wall. So he probably learn how to pedal down and ramp up at the right time. So watch out for Jose. Obviously he can't win the Champions League, but before he goes out, he might take a couple scalps with him. Careful, careful.
194 for 5 as Darren Mitchell is out. Hayes on 45 and Glenn Phillips just joined him. So, this iteration of Jose Mourinho family, I only give it time. Jose Mourinho in his old age is a miserable brother. Even more miserable than he was when he was younger. So I'll give it time. Champions League standing, family. Arsenal at the helm. Bayern Munich. Arsenal is on top with 18 points. Bayern Munich in second with 15. PSG and a slow PSG, Man City and Atalanta with 13 points. Inter, Real Madrid and Atletico rounds out the top 8, family. That's the Champions League run. Regarding Liverpool, they played yesterday. They defeated Inter Milan 1-0. With that victory, they moved up to the 9th position on 12 points. So they're actually tied with Atletico Madrid. Let me zoom in there a little bit so people can see it. They're actually tied with Atletico Madrid on points. But more importantly, Junior, I think, is it the beginning of the end, the post-Salah era over Liverpool?
Yeah, and we saw Slot's interviews, and I don't like Arne Slot. However, Mohamed Salah makes Slot look more like not a genius, but makes Slot look like a real coach with his acting, with his antics. And I don't support what Salah has done. Yeah, let me answer a question. I think Salah is done at Liverpool. I think he is done. Now, the fly in the ointment will be the Saudi League. I don't know how the money things stay over there. I don't know if it start drying up. But for Mohamed Salah to play football outside of Liverpool in January, it has to be in Saudi. He's not going to go to Spain. He's not going to go to Italy. There's no team out there that's going to buy him right now. So it has to be a Saudi league. Especially in the World Cup year, it can't be MLS. So it has to be Saudi league. And I don't know. We haven't heard any reports. We haven't heard any reports of any team coming in. At Darwin Nunes' side, we see one funny meme about his team already starting for kick the tires on Salah, but I saw nothing concrete. So with that being said, I don't know if it's 100% the end of Salah at Liverpool, because he might have to come back. And Slot, the way our Slot is playing this, is not carry feelings. I'm not bad-minding Salah. And I don't like Arne Slot, but I have to tell the truth. From my truth is he's not being bad-minded. Like Clarence Seedorf, the Dutch man, Clarence Seedorf, probably the only person in the world with a microphone that could probably get out a Slot. Look past that and tell you straight up, say, yo, cut the BS, man. Tell me, you feel some kind of way about Salah, like basically, to paraphrase, Slot come back and basically said, to paraphrase, yeah, but we're professional. Maybe, and this is verbatim, maybe Salah think he did something wrong, which it just firmly put all of the weight over on Salah's side of the fence. Slot basically say, look, me not talk to him. I don't know what's wrong with Salah. Maybe him feeling do something wrong and I carry feelings. It is what it is. and I ready to move on. We'll win. And he even said the credit should go to the players. They came to the San Siro, beat Inter Milan, slide, take over the penalty duties from Salah and Slotty who won the penalty. Virgil van Dijk and Konate, who he threw under the bus the week before, talking about Konate is always at the crime scene. Come back on. Konate had a great game, which tells me that Slot is now playing the politics. The players,
he has to. I mean, if he wants to keep his job, he has to.
So he's now pulling the players to side with him, and I think he's cutting Salah out of the equation, and it's even easier for him because guess what? In 5 days, Salah gone for a whole damn month. So now me and this team is going to be together in the festive holiday season, playing some tough games, chasing Arsenal and Man City. We are going to galvanize.
Actually, it's chasing Aston Villa, Junior. Man City and Arsenal is too far. The match is Aston Villa first. Yeah, there are levels to this thing. Yeah. Focus on Aston Villa first. But no, I hear what you said, Junior, and I agree. But if somehow during this festive period, Liverpool's win-loss record is still as bad or worse in the Premier League like how it is now, Mohamed Salah will come back in January a more powerful man, because then he'll show the crowd that, look, I ain't the problem, bro. It's not me. Like, so Slot has to solve the ultimate problem regardless. Win football games. Because he bent Salah and he still now win football games. And over this festive period, the games are gonna be coming thick and fast.
Right.
Yeah. And hey, I haven't looked at their schedule, but if somehow they go below 500 in that window and Salah returns and the team is in a worse off position, I think the Liverpool fans will say, yo, it's like runway, move up. So, but before we leave that Champions League thing, he did say that there's a chance for a return, to paraphrase, in the pre-match. He did say there's a chance for a player to return. So it's almost like him play the politics. It's like him now close the door upon it.
Which he can't. He cannot. Because Salah is too big a personality. Salah is a bigger personality at Liverpool than Arne Slot. So he has to toe the company line, but I say it again, Salah made it easy for Slot to toe the company line. You know who Salah should take a page from? Kobe Mainoo.
Jose Mourinho. Oh.
No, Mainoo.
God, it's a Kobe Mainoo can't do that. Salah general. There should be building name the road around Anfield of Salah.
Which would make it easier for Salah.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe Mainoo is a little pitney. Salah a legend.
No. What I mean is Kobe Mainoo in the transfer market said, yo, during the transfer window, you was going to send me out on loan. But them in the car, man, them said, no, when I send up on loan, him just sit down and build. Him just sit down and relax. Not playing, not getting used, not giving no interviews, saying nothing.
No, but Salah big man, a competitor. Salah say, who I'm to you?
No,
3 games that room, he's not on bench.
And that's why he's where he is right now. That's why you have more people that say
Salah is like, this 3 games in a row, I'm on bench. I invited my wife, my mom.
Who cares? And that's why Jamie Carragher now get Salah and people and bring Jamie Carragher into it. He just
Carragher can a former Liverpool player, but he don't have to jump on everything. I mean, I know you're a TV pundit, but you don't need to jump on everything.
Salah don't have to bring him into everything. That's where Salah go wrong. He's going to talk regardless. When Salah bring in Jamie Carragher, you have more noise in the room and guess who get low, guess who gets softer and quieter. Arne Slot. Okay. The top.
Well, Salah burn a fire and he burn his fire and him a burn down the whole place.
Him a
Erling
burn
Haaland,
down.
Harry Kane, all of them. Every
He's
man
burning
get
down
a
his
touch.
place. He's burning down his place. He's not touching Liverpool. He must burn down his place. BM says, Saudi money can't done, Junior. They print money over there. All right, make we see. Because this should be the easiest signing for Saudi. This should be an open and shut, easy signing for Saudi. If the money with them offer Bruno Fernandes last year, that Salah supposed to can get that. And Salah would be happy with that. Make we see.
Yeah, but Salah, who says Salah want to go to Saudi League?
Exactly.
All right, to Jamaican football. Because 1 hour show in a night. We have another 13 minutes or so. Wait. What time will it start?
We done long time. But yeah, another 13 minutes.
Yeah, 13 minutes or so. All right, Jamaican football family. Let's get to it. Roy Simpson, in a Jamaica Gleaner. Who's the author of this article? I remember. Spoke at length. I guess he gave a speech at the Business House Football Association, and in the speech, Kingston and St. Andrew Business House Football Association award ceremony, more specifically, down at Housing Trust Park. Junior know them place, I know it well. But more specifically to the speech pretty much saying that Jamaica need to focus heavily more on local talent, Junior, rather than what has occurred this last World Cup qualifier window. Is this Roy Simpson, the interim GenSec at the JFF, trying to play JFF politics and trying to get the Jamaican crowd on its side? In what Roy Simpson do you take from this? The Roy Simpson, the JFF Roy Simpson, or citizen Jamaica who know ball? Or Jamaican citizen who know ball?
That's a very good question.
Thank you, Junior.
Very good, because I was going to angle towards that, but because there are so many angles we can take to this. The context of all right, Rice Sims was giving a speech to Jamaica business or whatever, right?
The award ceremony to business. There's
Right.
so many ironies.
So he's not going to stand up there though and say, well, would you invite me to come give a speech? And I'm the interim general secretary for JFF, and we have some young footballer who want to play some football. But guess what? We have no chance to play for Jamaica because we don't look one of them places for the footballer. We go across the waters. That would be Rice Simpson, the JFF interim secretary, GenSec. It would be, just continue for pay the bills them, buy the ticket them, and forward come at the game them. You know why we the JFF love the business house football them? Because we keep fit. So we can buy a ticket and we don't have to worry about you take up more than one seat at the stadium versus when some big fat man come and take up 3 seats. So we can sell more tickets. I mean, that would be Rice Simpson, the JFF GenSec. Rice Simpson, giving a speech to local footballers, aspiring footballers, or footballers that are still holding on to a dream. It is, I'm in a place of power, and I am in a place where you guys are aspiring towards. I support UNO. That's why I am here giving this speech. I support UNO, and I think we need to look at players like within this infrastructure, because maybe one of UNO can forward I help we beat Congo in a match and we can go World Cup. Why is that not possible?
New Caledonia, Junior.
We don't worry about New Caledonia. Congo off pre.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So that was the context. Now, the reality is, Rice Simpson said, and Rice Simpson is a friend of the show. We've interviewed him. We had the opportunity to interview him before. He's saying what I
We don't know if he's still a friend. When we interview him, he wasn't JFF interim. That friendly of a mind.
but
We interviewed him when he was manager on the side.
manager the girls team. Yeah.
On the Reggae Boys.
Was Reggae Boys or Reggae Girls?
No, I think he was managing the Reggae Boys.
Yeah, Reggae
We
Boy.
have
Reggae Boy.
interviewed
You're right.
both managers of the Reggae Girls. Both
Yeah.
managers are not. We don't know if he's a friend now. But yeah, sorry, Junior.
But what he's saying is what most fed up Jamaicans are thinking, especially with this Mason Greenwood saga. It's just like, yo, we're a local baller. So whether he meant it from a authentic place, whether he was playing politics or not, what he said is true, and what he said was necessary.
Let's see how it goes. I mean, so I don't know if all these things are connected, Junior, but you can tell me if they aren't, or if they are. Terry McGee, by the way, Livingston Scott is the author of this article in the Jamaican Gleaner. Big up Livingston. Tyreek McGee was interviewed by a local journalist in a recent article. He articulated that he can help the side. And essentially saying that he knows Miguel, him and Miguel Coley, the assistant coach. He talked all the time, spoke all the time when he was in Qatar, wherever I'm there. So I guess I'm not talking no season 10. So you have Tyreek McGee out the road who basically publicly to read between the lines. I beg a call up for the qualifier, for the playoff. You have Javon East also in another article saying how he can help the side. And now we hear Roy Simpson saying that we need to use local players. Them things are connect.
Rudolph Speed said in an article one day to that a lot of changes coming to the technical staff, right?
Yeah, a lot of changes coming. Rudolph Speed, the power Jamaica Observer interview. Did I interview on YouTube? Check it out. So, what do you make of all of this? I mean, it's not like the Reggae Boys are out of the World Cup qualifiers. They have the Interconfederation playoff. I expect Eric McGee to get called based on his relationship with Miguel. If I believe the relationship is still solid. Because, Junior, if me and you are bridging, of course, you used to coach me at JC to kind of paraphrase this relationship. You now have a decision in the squad because you are still help select. You now call me, and me and you talk all the time per phone.
Okay, but I'll call you. You come to the camp. The orders is on you to outshine everybody else, though, right?
Who else will outshine? Nobody else did they? You know, the man said without speed, the changes are coming.
Okay. Tyreek McGee scored the winning goal for Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. In the Caribbean Cup final.
Did he start that game?
That no matter.
Of course it matters.
He
Did he start the game? Did he start the game?
I cannot recall, Junior.
He didn't start the game. I'm pretty sure he came on as a sub. I don't want nobody come tell me about mother and come want to talk about me talk bad about players. So Tyreek McGee has every right to, especially with his recent running form, scoring the one goal against in the Caribbean Cup final against one Dominican Republic team. Somebody we pick Kane. You have a right to come out and say you feel like you can any athlete. I would think every athlete that can kick a football when things say hell, I would feel like I can go out there and help Jamaica. Give me 2 minutes. I put a ball on the back post. I go find it. So any athlete will do that. Sometimes though, we have to save the athletes from themselves. Javon East can come out and say I'm the best midfielder in Jamaica. That's
best goal scorer from Costa Rica.
that's cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day, Benton, there's only 11 players can play on the field one time. Only 10 players can play and I guarantee 100 possible players out there, 100 of them going to say they can contribute. It's the owners, is not the coaches, man. And when the coaches make them decision, they have to live with it. It's not on me to say who can and can't play. The whole piece is fit. Is a lot of factors coming. So you have a big Coley relationship with Tyreek McGee, which is true. But Tyreek McGee also had his chances. And he didn't take them on the McLaren. And you can't point to a game and say McLaren a bad mind Tyreek McGee because of X. So therefore, I don't have any evidence to say Tyreek McGee is the best option for position X based on blah blah blah. I cannot use you coming off the bench and scored against one Dominican Republic side and things one Carrigo Mexico will play. Come on, man.
You just disregard New Caledonia. You can't carry go Mexico go play against New Caledonia. And
we give the New Caledonia game.
And I mean, ultimately, hopefully, we'll build a momentum because it does bring something, creative wise going forward. There's a whole nother
for the
story.
record, I believe that. For the record, I think Tyreek McGee is an option. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that Tyreek McGee don't forget Carl. I'm not saying that. However, we're now in a place where there's a feeding frenzy because we don't even know. We don't have a clue what Rudolph Speed is going to do as head coach. So everybody feel like, the whole of Cavaliers supposed to feel like, Cavaliers supposed to say, wait, and me carry Messi come to National Stadium and play him good. I thought, if I go play for my coach.
Listen, Rudolph Speed might not have a clue where him are going to do.
Exactly. So,
Casey Palmer or Tyreek McGee. Who you got? That bad, eh?
Huh?
That bad. Casey Palmer or Terry, but because
not bad, yeah. That.
We'll go home we had. Before we go home, highlights my comments then before we go home. And
BM says some Jamaicans are very delusional when it comes to the national program. These players from England are overhyped, mediocre players. If we're being honest, boy, that comment start left and it reach right. But that one to catch me off guard. It's a Javon East. It was a Javon East and Trevante Stewart are tearing up the Israeli league. Bailey Kalibatari and Romero Borrell aren't better strikers. Okay. So we have players from League One who can't even get minutes at their club and they're starting in the national team. We're also told these players are way better than the players from Jamaica. Yeah?
Yeah. Because and Warner Brown started so well. And for some reason, Warner Brown just disappeared. Or somebody disappeared. That don't make no sense to me. Never Bertis Bell before we go where we are, Junior.
Yeah, but here is the fact, BM said the fact that Balchat can't make a distinction between Maggie and Palmer tells us everything we need to know. Exactly. Thank you, BM. I agree with that. Yeah, I can't.
I agree with BM. Neville Bertis Bell, legendary coach, of course, host of Smile Jamaica on TVJ. Legendary coach, formerly of Georges. Announced his retirement from coaching schoolboy football. I think it's 22 years. Bertis has been at Georges. Junior, your thoughts on Bertis Bell before we go Yawd? I mean,
Burtis Bell is a legend. And he's a part of the legendary Bell family. And I think what he did at George is kind of cement his place amongst the Bell hierarchy. I think before, it's Jackie Bell.
Jackie Bell.
Jackie Bell was is but look, big up Ramon, Neville's sons, Ramon and Mario went to Woolmers with them, so I know them. Nah disrespect the Bell name, so I don't know, but because Ramon will tell me some bad word. But Neville Bell, what he has done is he cemented the Bell family name, and he also cemented his name, Neville Burtis Bell, as a prominent Jamaican football figure. Before, if that sound disrespectful, but before that tried to sound disrespectful, but before his name, the last name was ahead of his celebrity, right? But now Neville Bell it could be arguably ahead of the Bell name, where he is now one of the pillars holding up the Bell name, if that makes sense. So I can't say it no other way. He could have revolutionized Jamaican football. He had St. George's playing a style of football from day one till now that could have infected Jamaica, but because Jamaica so damn hard-headed, they just can't modernize them game. They're just damn hard-headed.
And please elaborate upon it. We know so we have to go. Probably
The man not them ball
but that's one of the questions I have. It's like Burtis clearly worked well with young men.
Yeah.
Was effective in communicating to young men. Now, granted, maybe the one of a judge is smarter. I don't know. But clearly, he did it for 20-something years, if my memory. Why wasn't Burtis Bell a part of Jamaica Youth Development Program? Why? I mean, this is one of them coaches that foundationally you're supposed to have in your youth develop the under 17s, whatever, learn to play a certain way, and that pipeline.
Jamaica's hard-headed, and I hear some things. I don't think I should bring it to the forefront.
All right, don't bring it.
Yeah, so let me just say, sometimes people don't put the greater good ahead of their own personal beliefs. So, like the question they asked about why not see what Neville Bell have to offer. I think the opportunity came to him later on. I think he turned it down.
Yes,
if memory serves correctly.
I vaguely remember something like that. Yeah.
But it was too late. It was when he was disgruntled at that point. Disgruntled might not be the right word, but it's when he was turned off by that point. But at that time, he was like, yo, but no. I don't really have nothing to do with it. So that's... Yeah, all right. What Neville Bell proves is that the island has coaches with the ability. So when we sit down and complain about Jamaica and the development, I know what though? Craig Butler is in the same vein. No, seriously. Cut the emotion, not from you, but cut the Craig Butler emotion. Cut the Craig Butler.
You can't separate the two.
I know it's hard. No, it's
not hard. You can't.
I can turn up. All right, no. I'm not saying give Craig Butler the youth program. That's up for debate, and I would have that debate with anybody when we have time. But Craig Butler, Neville Burtis Bell, the one of the Ballas Academy that we had on the show. You have coaches there that have the forward thinking, and regardless of what people want to say about these coaches, the proof is in what they produce on the field in terms of playing style, where they can modernize football in Jamaica. So just off that alone, it can be done if given the opportunity. But will they get the opportunity? That's the big question.
Yeah, and Burtis Bell is known as a very very well respected coach. I mean, a disciplinarian, a man who asks not just of his players but of himself to meet a certain standard, right? Especially at the youth level, because we go around youth football and we see some people are coaching youth them, and I say, them man, I don't know them a chat about. It's me I deal with, and they also behave a certain way. Burtis Bell.
What you say? I can't Xavier name so loud, Benton.
But Burtis Bell not only is a role model for the younger players, or for youths in general, young men coming through the ranks. Well spoken. A man who can go sit down and chat in front of media, and of course he co-hosts the show and chat sense. Some of the managers them can't even put two sentences together. And you can't wear one schoolboy football and the man might interview with the managers. I said, Brechin, a school youth now coach, how the them can't construct a sentence? I mean, I go down the path later, but a part of the responsibility as a coach, first and foremost, is to educate.
Yeah.
And education is a key part of that responsibility, that coaching responsibility. What it entails, how to deliver the message, and how to communicate the message effectively. And I think Neville Burtis Bell has done that and continues to do that in his line of work, but he did it quite well at St. George's College. And big up yourself, Burtis. Congrats on the excellent tenure. I mean, it's kind of mixed bag, because at the end of the day, as you said, we have these coaches, we have these people who are capable to elevate and develop our youth programs and make it better, our youth program and make it better. But we don't care, man. Next thing you know, we just run go to England and try to find some players. That seems to be the easier way out.
Yeah, because it looked like it would be so easy just to create a pipeline.
Yeah.
You have these, move the bottleneck down a little bit younger.
Yeah.
Right? The bottleneck for Jamaican football is high. Is the age bottleneck is high. Move it a little bit younger and strive to get to the age of 11, 12. Before the kids reach puberty, make that be the bottleneck.
Yeah, yeah.
Right at the age of puberty. Because that's when people want to play football and we don't know how to develop yet. For both boys and girls, we don't know how the development, physical development. Make that be the bottleneck. Put gatekeepers there.
Mm-hmm.
Filter out kids who can and can't, and then create a pipeline. It's not that hard.
Yeah, BM says Neville was once the coach when Fuller was U20. 20 when Fuller was in the U20, Teddy Johnson, etc. Rene Simoes at the time. You see how far enough? Anything that I want to make sure I kind of get this question well. Any criticism of Neville, or anything that Neville could have done better? Not that he didn't do most things well, but like all the way, because a lot of Neville ballers did quite well at George's, but once they moved on from George's, I mean, of course, Andy Williams, stellar career, right? Is that the hallmark player? Can't remember nobody else.
Was Andy Williams a Neville Bell court player? I don't think so.
Yeah, man. Andy play for Georges. Play
But
for
that
Bertis.
for real?
Yeah, man. Andy play for Bertis. He was part of that Ali Rose squad. Ali Rose team.
And he was coached by Burtis too?
Yeah, man. The Bertis coach aside there. Ali Rose, Troy Robinson, a very young Bertis. Unless BM can tell me differently then. And then on the way, me just pull out the microphone and go me on. Because TV commentary, nobody a country them time. But yeah, man, a Bertis Bell team. That was a Bertis Bell team, man.
Neville Bell coach Georges that like?
And Devon Speedy Williams also played for Bertis. You can't see why Speedy have sense in the midfield because the Bertis Bell trade him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but-
yes. So Speedy Williams did play for him, yeah. Yeah. Because that was the big side that catapult him to the limelight. If I'm not mistaken. That Georges, that big Georges side. That like, yo. And it's not just the fact that they had ballers, it's the fact that they played team football.
Yo, you're sure?
All right, man. Well, BM did Bertis Bell coach the Ali Rose Georges squad?
That means Burtis Bell coach Georges from being there high school.
A long time I coach Georges.
Backside. No, me have to. No, I'm sorry. Me have to fight this.
No, we have to find it, because I could be over here talking foolishness, and I blame it on the cold weather. You see, and this is the problem.
But now say you wrong, you know. But
No,
I just
there's a
think that-
possibility. There is a possibility. There's a possibility. When I said, Junior, all these things are upon AI.
Supposed to for AI, yes. Let me check. Yeah, that's a damn good question. I'm trying chat GPT.
Did AI? Did AI? I could be wrong, but I 204 for 5, New Zealand. And 3 Westerners by a single run. Waiting to see if BM have an answer for it.
So you had Alex Marshall,
Bala.
Gregory Messam.
Gregory Messam.
Hold on, Messam Jr. No, Junior.
Junior, okay.
Amari Brown, Siobhan Stewart. See, most accomplished.
Just what year did he start coaching at Georges? I know Bertis, BM says, you see the BM says, let me see, get this comment up. He says, I know Bertis has been coaching Georges from the early 90s. I was in basic school at the time.
Right.
So if he's coaching them since the early 90s, him coaching the Ali Rose side, man.
He did coach. Yeah, you're right.
Coaching Ali Rose side. That was his side. That was his claim to that was the side that pushed Bertis Bell into the limelight. Because at the time when I say, yo, we're not paying attention. And the only thing that you paid attention to Georges prior to that was the North Street Derby when they play KC. But that side with Andy Williams, Ali Rose, Troy Robinson, look up yourself wherever you're there in our world, family. That side, Bertis Bell side, because you always used to hear Lance Whitaker say, and the Bertis Bell led Ali Rose coming on.
You're right. Yeah.
Lance Whitaker always used to tell me, say, a Bertis Bell coach side, yeah.
So he won the 1992 Marine Cup with Georges. Backside.
Yo, Bert is
Hold
an
on.
old man, you know. Him look young, you know.
Yeah, but he's 17. But how the hell Bertis? So Mr. Bertis, how you have your son them go Woolmans?
Why you talking man business, brother? Why if I one side I family they are
Oh,
Woolmans?
Robert and Mario go Woolmans, Mr. Bell.
Why if I one side I family they are Woolmans? Big up to the legend.
Yeah,
Big
legendary
up to the
Bertis
legend.
Bell.
And I guess we'll see what becomes of George's after this, because ultimately you can't replace them, man. I mean, this, you know.
They play the Walker Cup. I think they play Mona, right? They got relegated to the Walker Cup and Mona played them. So, and I think that game was today. I don't know what the score is.
Okay. True now, and we over time still, but while I'm talking about Bertis Bell, Lenworth Teacher Hyde, and we don't want to tell you a whole night to deal with it, this thing, but Lenny Hyde. Lenny Hyde coached Clarendon College, of course, built a stellar program at Clarendon College, won the Doncaster Cup, won the Champions Cup or whatever, the Digicel Big Money Trophy with CC. Coach Kaim Dixon, I think, also at Clarendon College. Lenworth Teacher Hyde is now coaching Dintill in the Doncaster Cup. They defeated Clarendon College today. And there's this thing with me, like this idea, like Dintill was on the cusp of being great. And then they always ran into Lenworth's Teacher Hyde, Clarendon College. And them or something, and them would eliminate them. So they would make it into the final phase. There's something about that don't feel right to me. Like, why does Lenworth Teacher Hyde? Is what, hired gun now? What, Mannings is going to need to hire him next so we can win a Doncaster Cup? Is this what Teacher Hyde has become?
Well,
Because that's basically what Dintill said. We hire him from wherever, from Clarendon, because we need to win the Doncaster Cup.
And look, we can have great aspirations for people, but that people won't have for themselves. And I say that with the utmost respect. No, seriously.
But
because
it does sound very respectful.
yeah, it doesn't, but we would look at somebody and say, this person have all the talent in the world. If I had that ability, I would, right? But you are saying something that person doesn't share. That person doesn't share the same drive or belief. And what I said about that is, Lenny Hyde clearly can coach. Lenny Hyde clearly knows how to win the Doncaster Cup, right? He knows how to win. Wasn't he coaching with Butler in the JPL?
He was coaching with Butler last year in the Premier League.
Right.
And they got relegated.
Yeah, but during the relegation spot, though, remember he had the license problem.
Okay.
And
So this is why.
And this is where I'm going with the you can have high aspirations on somebody that they don't share, because with all that coaching ability and coaching talent, all it take from my perspective, all it take for Teacher Hyde to do is go get him license, and maybe he could have even coached a Caribbean team. Maybe he could have been the next Guyana coach, the next Cayman Islands coach. He could pull a Carl Brown. Remember Carl Brown and leave Jamaica and go to Cayman Islands and just finish out in coaching.
I'm the coach, yeah.
So it's the aspiration and the drive. And maybe Lenny Coach Hyde is just all right. And you know what, though? Let me spin it a positive way. Coach Hyde has a focus on the youth and would love to help the rural youth them play football. And if he go for more license, he's going to lose the contact with the youth in the rural community. So he stays where he is and help those youths. And he's living out his philanthropical life. Big up Lenny Hyde. That so spin it positively, eh?
New Zealand 213 for 6. The wicket just hair out for 61. We just highlighted two coaches. We are going where we are. We highlighted two coaches. Lenworth Hyde, Teacher Hyde, a baller when he played, and Neville Burtis Bell. Excellent coaches who coach youth to achieve great things. I don't understand like how we don't capitalize or utilize these people to better Jamaican football across the island, because clearly they can coach with youths. Now the license thing with Coach Hyde, maybe I have to do something like what Bradley Stewart said. Bradley Stewart said, "From when me a coach," I what Butler said, because they never asked Butler for your license too. If you do what U20, if you take U20 side, and Butler said something about we my coach such and such and what kind of, you know.
What Bradley Stewart a coach right now?
I will table that question until Sunday, Junior.
A Spanish Town Police is a coach, right?
I will table that question until he was coaching police, Spanish Town Police.
What is the score today?
I don't know, Junior.
They get 10-2.
10?
No, they get 10-2. they collect 5 Sunday and collect 10 today.
So is he still coaching them though?
I hope not.
Is he still coaching? I mean, the Spanish Town Police side, they might get relegated. They will be relegated, and it's inevitable. They're sitting at the bottom of the table. Them gone.
They get a piece of beaten.
Who gave them 10?
I didn't give them 10. It have the score. It's another score.
Yeah, I mean JPL scores. Mercy. Arnett gave him 10.
Yeah, Arnett gave him 10 too.
Huh. Arnett 10, Chapelton and Racing.
Yeah, Chapelton and Racing, John. The next games we'll play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good God Almighty. Yo, later, Yawd.
Yeah, they'll have that up, but time for me to go on, Yard. Big up, family. That I know. Sorry for not showing the scores, but the two games that took place today, JPL scores, and a 10-2 over Police, and Racing and Chapelton Maroon 0-0. Yeah, big up, we got our Yard. Big up. Look at more, family. What is going on? What is going on over there, sir?
I asked that same question when it was announced.
Yeah. Well, we have to we're plugging back the sound for the question, for the comment there. BM, Sunday, average, we'll follow back up that with Sunday. Because that's a very good question. Very good question. Well, I guess Miguel Cole is not the chairman of the JFF Technical Committee. Multiple jobs. Yo, look at more, family. We go on the road.